Good boy, boy. Why isn't my guy? Why isn't he shooting? Delayed reaction or something? Because I mean, I was like pushing it. Shooting. Now he is. I believe. Maybe that he has something to do with it. I don't know. Hey, folks. Welcome to Valiance Online, the investor alpha. So it starts you out here now, huh? All right. Or maybe that. Oh, that's where I probably parked myself. I think I stood there. So we're gonna see what gives. So this is what they did with the covering. I don't know if I like it or not. We'll find out. That was one of the things that I didn't like about the game, and we'll see what they've done here. But one of the things I want to mention is there was a guy on YouTube that might have been a Twitcher also. I don't know. And he was just all about, he was doing like a review on Valiance Online, City of Titans, and Ship of Heroes. And he was talking about how he was saying something like that City of Titans will get all the backing because they were more popular or whatever, or something like that. That Valiance Online will do all right, at least to begin with, because they've got this early access or whatever, and they're showing promise that they're going somewhere. But he was all about this Ship of Heroes, and I'd never even heard of it actually, but I do like what I'd seen from all three. But what got me is he was talking about how he was just all over Ship of Heroes because like 3 of the people that played City of Heroes a lot or whatever are the core of that or whatever. And that's all well and good, because we got the same thing here. The thing is, we don't sit at board meetings and stuff. But a lot of the people who are testing this and whatnot, and watch my video that I made, and hopefully these other videos and stuff, they're all hardcore CoHers. And myself, I played 7 years or so. I had over 100 level 50 characters, and that's all I really did. I mean, I played 4 computers at once for a long time, paid accounts, and because it was back in the days when you had to have fillers to farm, and so it was always hard to get a decent team. So I just created 3 other accounts, and I ran them on separate computers with 4 sets of wireless keyboards and mouse, sitting there with those old boxy monitors and stuff stacked. But I did 4 of them, and then I got these really fast laptops, and when they went free to play, I made 8 accounts or whatever, and I farmed everything myself. But what I'm getting at is they've got the same thing here. When I'm saying things that I like and I don't like, it's because I played City of Heroes for so long, and this is supposed to be a successor. Doesn't mean it has to be exactly the same, but there are things I don't like, and there are things I like. And I think it's a valued opinion because, like I say, I played that game on the weekends, 18 hours a day. I mean, I lived there. And so do a lot of my friends. But one of the things I didn't like are all these little water areas that are just wasting space. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to raise salmon or what, but there's just like, they could lose 75% or, oh look, see, there's more of them over there. I mean, they need to do something with all that space. It takes away from the game. I love what they've done when they've narrowed up the roads, because that was ridiculous. But they could actually make the sidewalks only one of these blocks wide and get rid of all this other stuff here and do something with it. Even if you covered it with land with nice little hills or whatnot that had some enemy in there somewhere, whatever, similar to City of Heroes when you first left out of the city center. There would be a smaller area than this, but it could be better used and not look. I'll tell you, if the other competitors don't do something like this, they got a good shot at winning. There's lots of things to take into consideration. One of them is the value of the property. To me, it's definitely not being used to its fullest extent. But I think they're going to do wonderful things with the graphics and stuff. The other ones are using the Unreal 4 engine, and I believe that's what it is. And this is a Unity engine, but they can still do a wonderful job with this. And I like the improvements that I've seen so far since the last time I played. So I'm not here just to talk bad about it. I'm trying to give an honest review of their progress, because myself, I'm going to play all three. And I just don't know which one will be a prominent home, or maybe fill up most of my time. I'm liking a lot of this because I also realize, with it being an alpha or an investor alpha, kind of pre-alpha, that these are going to be downgraded graphics and stuff, and all this is all newly implemented, and I like that. Now, the reason I want to bring out this character in particular, I love that they've optimized stuff, it seemed, a lot too, because it was a lot jerkier, even though I was still getting 30 frames, and that's because I have a okay computer. But that's going to change in about 2.5 weeks or so when income tax get here. I'm hoping to put about almost $2,000 into a computer that I'm building. But anyway, one of the things that I found that I didn't like, and that's why I have this guy out here right now, is that, okay, I came out here the last patch when they first turned this into 64-bit, and this is the character I built. I came out here and I fought 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 and I picked up all kinds of shit. But then I realized when I looked over that I wasn't getting any XP, because my soldiers, who behaved poorly, that's another thing, but they weren't getting XP when they would get a kill, so I would get no XP. So we were just killing stuff, and I was like, there was no way in the world I could ever level. And of course, the way I thought to circumvent that is that I would rebuild the guy, and you go in and you take the other ability where you attack first, so that you can constantly attack, so when it dies you do get XP. But I hadn't actually done that yet. I was just puzzled why I wasn't getting XP when my soldiers are my only attack, and I couldn't advance anywhere. The other thing is, you spawn one soldier and then you bring out another one. The one would attack the enemy or whatever, but the other one would just stand there because he's not being attacked. And they should be responding on aggro. And an aggro towards one of my henchmen is also aggro on me, because they're a part of me. Similar to the pets in CoH, of course. You know, as soon as we are attacked, they are on the money. Little hippity-hoppity fireballs, you know. But, so that's got to be reworked. I'm hoping that has happened. If not, I'll have to recreate another one, go in, pick the first power first, and see if I can circumvent that, the ability to gain levels with a controller. I believe that's what I've got going here. I believe it's an X. So, let's see what we got here. It was like a 1. Okay, was it 2 level 1s before? Probably, I don't remember. Good boy. Forgot I could get to him. Now I wonder if the other one's going to just stand there. Get in it, boys. And that I can do for you, boys. Let's throw down some of that healing. Got nothing else to do with my power. Ooh, we got experience. Okay, they did fix that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. They should have some sort of area loot. As you can see, I'm fighting to try to get this stuff. I have no idea what I got to do to get it now. It's just not happening. But getting your loot shouldn't be all that. Now you boys are still in good shape, ain't you? Yeah. I want to see if they attack, because they should. See, he seems to just stand there and wait until he's attacked, and that is not right. Any aggression towards me, which is my abilities, and that is my ability, the other guy should be responding. I mean, I'm sorry, all the CoHers are going to agree. I mean, just stand there. Now, it's a huge upgrade from where they were, say, before the last two upgrades. Because then, back then, they would attack these guys or whatever, and they'd get them down to like 1 hit point, and then my guys would stop attacking, that guy would stop attacking, and we would stand there until that guy finally flashed back over where he was, because we were sitting there too long. But they just stood there and we talked and we talked. See, that guy's still not responding to anything. To me, it's completely broken. And we talked. And we talked. Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Well, they kind of fixed it, but it's still very broken. Simply for the fact my guy will not attack until he's attacked. That's ridiculous. Of course, we all know that. Any criticism that you hear from me is meant to be constructive. I mean, come on, people. I don't think that other guy attacked anything during that whole time. But if I leveled up, I probably should have went and got him power. I think I got a power of it. So, partially fixed, partially badly broken. But I'm still impressed. There's much more fluent responses between both the AI in the help that we have and the enemy. But it's also very slow still. Now see, the one guy has nobody to attack because this guy wasn't attacking him. Not on my team. Well, let's go in and see if this guy leveled up. Because they did fix the XP thing. That's nice. Not sure about what the commands are with the riflemen. Doesn't say anything when we mouse over it, so I have no idea. It looks like some sort of shield. Maybe that's go to somewhere or something. I have no idea. Not a clue. But the narrowed up streets are awesome. This would be better off if it was all grass. Maybe with hills and bushes and trees. An immense waste of space. Just cut the property line right about here and fill all that in with other stuff and small businesses and whatnot and stuff, and have a small water area that kind of attaches to it or whatever. But there's just too much of this everywhere. Just my opinion. And my opinion doesn't really count. Doesn't really matter. Again, I'm just trying to speak for what I think a lot of COHers would also agree with. But at the same time, I'm just trying to show you, the people out there on YouTube, what they've done in the city, so you can see for yourself and make your own decisions of what you think. If you love the idea, that's great. But I just think there's too much and it's too big, and it's there just to take up space. Along with a lot of that, I mean, if you're going to say who's got the best city, well, so far from the few pieces that we've seen from City of Titans, they've got the nicest city. This has got lots of wasted space. I mean, granted, there should be some parking lot areas and stuff. It's because the buildings themselves are probably too big. But that's a vast expanse of openness. It makes me think I'm in Terra Volta or something. I mean, look at all that space. I'm hoping that those big squares are going to be buildings or something. I mean, I'm hoping they're going to fill this city up a little bit. Although we haven't had a chance to check out too much of the city because we were low level and stuff and there was nothing else to do. We're going to go get see if we got abilities, which I should get the ability, I believe, to make an attack myself now. Maybe that will change how the other rifleman performs. Just want to make the noise from like Star Trek. Is this the level guy? Yeah, I think this is him. Come on. Come on now. What on? Come on. You gotta be right up on him. Well, we don't want that. I don't want to... I mean, I got a heal, an AoE heal. I mean, what do I need this for? And I already, you know... so that's not going to work for me. Alright. eventually, I'd like to have at least 4 to 5 rows. I mean, you know how this game goes. Come on now, guys, get out of my way. Now, one of the things that they added was when you talk to this lady here, in the last update, they added the ability to sell, so we didn't have to throw all of our stuff on the ground. So you feel, at least you feel like you're progressing somewhere. You know, granted it can't be much, but just anything to make you feel like, hey, need to go sell. Even though there may not be anything you can do with the money, you might be able to buy. I think you can buy some enhancements and stuff from her. But they added the option to sell, so that was wonderful. Yep, we're done. We're just looking. Thank you. Love what you've done with the place. Now, it'll say here, like, Heroes Rising, return to Marcus Clark. Let's go see what happens there, because there's a mission that you would get from him, and you had no idea where to go, so you couldn't complete it. But the arrow always pointed back to him. And this is probably still the case. Yeah, still working on Dragon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have no idea where we're supposed to be going with that there, bucko. So let's go see what this new ability does. And then I'm going to probably start a new character just because I want to see what they've done anything with the character creation. Not really looking for much, but I want to see if they've unlocked any of the other abilities or whatnot. Plus there's a few of the abilities that I haven't played yet. Or archetypes. But I'm glad that they finally fixed the XP for that. That is so awesome. If you're going to use all this space, just make it into a giant golf course. So we can play a different game while we're waiting. We'll play golf. Because get rid of this road, we got a golf course. Just get rid of all the water traps. Alright, so let's just go in there, guns blazing. Bucko. Why isn't my gun? Why isn't he shooting? Delayed reaction or something, because I mean, I was like pushing it. Now he is, I believe. Maybe that he has something to do with it. I don't know. But come on, that was kind of weird. What is it? Why do I have to target him before I can shoot? I just should be able to attack, and it should automatically be searching for a target. That was better, boys. But I want to see if you do anything, or if both of you attack. If I just stand here. Which is not advisable. Now see, I'm not really sure if my guy's physically attacking or not, so we will find out. But my second soldier isn't attacking because he attacked me or I attacked that. I bet he's only attacking because he was attacked. Now, come on. Why do I have to click on that guy first in order to get this guy to attack? It's like taking steps backwards from a game you're a successor of. And again, I apologize for my comments because although they're meant to be constructive in a way, this is an alpha. I think maybe they attacked, maybe because I attacked, because I'm not sure. Because obviously they both were probably not attacked by this one guy. So I'm trying to stay off to the side. I'll target this guy. Yeah, when I put the whack down on them, they respond. That's good. Now that I have an attack power. Because we clearly have them standing off to the side. I'm going to target and shoot on the first one. See, now that nobody's doing nothing. The moment I attack, they attack. That's good. I wish the other guy was there and this guy stayed alive for a while. Because I would like to make it to see if while they were attacking, I'll just have to get off of them and let the two come back together. Because I want to see if they switch targets if I turn and attack the other one. See, it's not always a bitch session. Sometimes I'm here to test things out. But everything I say is my own opinion. I think everybody... I'm just trying to show you what I see in the game, and I want you to be able to see for yourself the improvements they've made, which have been plenty. They've added a lot over here. This is all new, and the fact that it's got some height to it and stuff changes the aspect of the ground use. But a lot of this I just don't understand. I'm hoping that they're going to put something in there. Because they don't all have to be skyscrapers like this. People have small businesses in these towns too. And some of those that should be like in CoH. There would be small businesses here and stuff. And most of it's just buildings. It gives you an alleyway where thugs hang out and stuff like that. And things like that. But also, there would be enhancement shops for specific types and things like that. And they would be in different spots in different parts of the city, being that this is like one big city. And a lot of that is good space. And it has purpose. And a person that's looking for a certain level of enhancement or whatever is going to fly from one end of the city to the other end of the city to go cash in some ducats that they've made or whatever. And that's travel time and things like that. It's also enjoyment. They can attack things along the way and things like that, but it's just going to be a better use, in my stupidly honest opinion. So now I'm going to attack the close one, and then I'm going to switch targets as soon as it refreshes. Hopefully that guy's still alive. Probably not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay. Okay, but they're both attacking this side. And I didn't attack. I did set myself to attack, so maybe it did. We'll again see what happens. But overall, the AI in both the aggressors and my soldiers is a lot better. The moving cars and stuff gives it a nice aspect. The much thinner roads is awesome. But I'd like to see the sidewalks be no wider than probably 2 of these squares, and the rest of this all be turned into usable or hideable real estate that has thugs down the center of the alleys and stuff. I mean, granted, you should have some area as like a city center, like maybe this section out here, but we're used to that congested city. We're used to having things like what you see in front of you there. That's wonderful, but then it would be like next to another building or whatever with a nice dark alleyway for you to go down or something and find bad guys in. And it would intersect with another alley going the other direction or something if it was a big block. And people are going to be looking for stuff like that in their city. And that's why I was saying City of Titans. I looked at some of the things that I've seen in their small videos. And I like that part of it because the city looked like a city. And I'm hoping this gains ground. But from where we were, say 6 months ago, this is leaps and bounds from where it was. Because back then, if you remember, we had these like gale force winds and these trees were all just shaking like crazy and stuff. And I haven't explored too much of the city because I was experimenting on these guys over here. And usually there's a group over here, and it seems like a lot of them are just not they're just not there. Okay, there they are down there. So what do we have there? It used to be like a level 5 and a 3 and a 1, I think. I can't get a read on them. Maybe it's because my guys were blocking me. Yeah, 5, a 3, and a 1, and I'm really not ready for that yet. Now, if I remember right, just level 3s over here for that mission. And they were like single level 3s. I like the little street sign things. Sort of. Because I'm not liking that at all. You better have full instructions as to what the hell's going on there. That's way too confusing. If you're going to do something like that, how about just changing the light colors as to what it is at a specific time? And still, I'm not liking that. Well, doesn't matter. I'll be flying through the air or something past that. I'm hoping not to ever see those again. So what do we got here? Stuff somebody already threw on the ground? Yeah, it's got to be what that is. And that stuff should disappear after a certain amount of time. Or maybe if they're offline. And it appears I'm the only one running around here. I'm awful glad that I was able to get in the game, though, because I tried for like 2 weeks, week and a half, something like that, where I was trying to get in all the time. Now, one of the other things that it had a problem with after the first patch when I switched to 64-bit was that I would create my character, it would go to do the same thing, where it would go to 100% on the bar, and then it would go to load my character, and you would hear the city sound or whatever, and it would crash. But then you would go in and you'd load from the launcher again, and it would zip right up there because it doesn't need to load any files. And you'd go right back in the game and you load your character, and then it would show up on the city right where it was supposed to spawn in, and I'd go test out the character or whatever. But then if I created another character, it would go zip up to 100%. You'd hear the sound of the city. It would crash. I would load back in, load my character, and he would show up where he spawns in at, and we would go test the character. So that's what it was doing, just constantly. You know, constant crash. And then you would load your character and go in. So, That's why I say I'm awful glad to be able to get in, because I love my superhero games, except I don't like what's out on the market right now. See, my guy's still waiting, and these guys are still just not doing anything. So wrong. Come on, he's a level 3 guy. Why isn't he hitting? And we talked. And we talked. And we talked. He has 1 hit point left. And this is what it was doing before in the game. And my guys just won't attack. And we talked. And we talked. I'm on full auto and it does nothing. Nothing. Oh, and the heal isn't working either. And we ran away. And we ran away. Because there's no reason to attack this guy. But he's back to my riflemen are 100%. Come on, there's just no reason to attack this guy, I guess. I wish I could trip him or punch him or... Okay. So, broken. But improved on. I enjoyed being able to go out there and play him. That might be how my graphics are set right now, or something. Because I don't like the way it's doing that. Having to get too close. So let me look and see if there's something in the options or something. Because I know that I had to turn it down for some reason, and that was before they optimized it. Because again, my PC, it's okay. I mean, it's an AMD A10, which kind of crappy, but I got 32 gigs of RAM, and it's pretty fast RAM, and I've got an 8 gig video card, so I'm barely limping in a lot of the higher end games that are out there, but most of them I still play on ultra settings and whatnot, and do okay. But again, that new PC's coming. So what do we got going on here? Graphics. Yep. Oh, what the hell? Wow. Okay, yeah, I did have it. Let's just go up a couple and see what we get. Because again, for me, most games I can play on pretty high settings. So I don't know what they've done here as far as optimization, but I could probably crank this up a ways again now. But when they they did this before they optimized this last time, man, I was in absolute... It was much choppier than it is for me right now. Well, that's a little choppier than I'd like, huh? Isn't that special? Somebody's dropped their stuff there. We should see CoH or something down there. We should see somebody lost at sea out there. Okay. So, that did help things a lot there. I will turn things up a little bit higher. But I just want to test those guys out, and I'm a little underwhelmed, but at the same time, there's been huge advancements, but I think I pretty much addressed all the things that I personally think need to be fixed about them, and I honestly think that most COHers will agree on pet response that they would usually go silly wild, start attacking stuff just because you're close to something. And these guys should be able to do that too, although I don't know what the symbols are. There's been nothing for me to look at. I don't know, there may be something that I'm missing that is in, in the options or somewhere that I'm missing that I need to check out or something. I don't know. So apparently I think it just got night on us. It was awful sudden. I was never a big fan of the fast-moving spaceship things, but they've made those a lot better than they were. And again, we're in an alpha, I'm kind of liking what they've got going up there, the big thing up here, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think it's supposed to be going to be used for like advertising or something. I don't know. It's like a big spotlight thing. I don't know what's going on. I'd have to get closer, maybe. Some of this is very, very good. Don't really like that I pushed the shift button to make him walk. I think that should be a separate button that somebody can assign to something to walk, but not as any kind of a default, because I think it should be more of a burst of speed, which you should have like an endurance meter that runs down rather quickly. So in other words, that would be your normal run, and then you'd have a small burst of speed instead of a walk that would run out about now, even though not distance-wise, I'm at time-wise. And that could be something that you can work into some of the enhancements too, or into set enhancements that increases your sprint ability or the length of your sprint. Because you also know, now this is true of all COHs, you know that if you guys are all standing somewhere and you guys hook up as a team and you got to run somewhere or get somewhere, and it's not even on that same map, okay? You're in Atlas Park or something. It's in Talos, okay? Everybody's got different ways they're going to go. They got people that are going to go to their SG. I'm going to take the port there and try to get there faster. Some people are going to take the train and try to get there. Some people are going to try to take the roads and try to get there because they're like, I just got to go to here and then over to this part of take that little corner over to this part of the city and get through there, and I'm there first. Boom. It's a race. So adding the ability to sprint along with your run instead of having that walk option, because walk, we should be able to pick a button and assign it to walk, because we don't really walk in the city unless you push a button and you're like, for the costume contest or something, you got your guy and you want to walk up and down the line and check people. Understandable. But walk is not a normal mode of transportation in this game. This would be your normal run, and if anything else, we would want to sprint. And it could have like an endurance bar that pumps down rather quickly, and based on your level and equipment that you might have. Just an idea. I'll tell you right now, the COHers are going, exactly. But I'm going to drop these boys off, and we're going to build something else and come out here. I'm not going to build the ice or the fire ranged characters. I might go to bows or something as a ranged character, or I might go to melee, because I haven't really tested any of those things out. But as far as fire and ice, loved my fire. That was my first character, and you guys would only know him if you saw my first video. But anyway, we are going to log these boys out if I can find it up here.